Robinson, human trafficking.
Yes, thank you. So this is request that the board discuss directing the superintendent to plan and implement a training initiative to ensure that school-based staff are made aware that Florida is the number 3 in the nation and Palm Beach County is number 3 in the state in documented cases of human trafficking. The training should include risk factors, signs of human trafficking, and the appropriate response if suspicion is raised. And this was actually prompted by a training that I went to, and I guess it was alarming. I thought that I knew, but it was alarming, and I know that we've had prior conversations, but I just want to make sure we get moving to make sure that all staff are sensitized.
Mrs. Brill.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. I did bring it up in February, but it was at a time when we were sort of in that period between superintendents where we knew Dr. Avosa was leaving and we were in the process of interviewing for Dr. Fenoy. And so I think it's very important. I do know that Mr. Oswald has been working with the group that does the trainings, the human trafficking trainings, and I do know that they are presenting at the Student Mental Health and Wellness Conference, and that all of our nurses have already been trained. But I think it's imperative. I completely agree with Dr. Robinson. I want to make sure we do get moving on it because our numbers are growing. And it is very alarming. I've sat through a few presentations, and the scary thing is the children are getting younger and younger. And it's not just women. It's the boys, it's the girls, and I think that we really need to make sure that our staff is able to identify and know what to do. So thank you.
Now, the only thing I want to add is this may be one of those perfect opportunities for the education network to develop this training, because not only our employees, but this has the potential for outreach into all different segments in the community. All right, thank you very much. Next topic is mine. This one was added just so that the public is aware of not all of the details and status of the issue with Eagle Arts, but so that you're aware that the district has, we are working on it. So I will defer to Ms. Rico, who has a statement, and then that will end my comments that I don't get to say.
So to that, we are in litigation with the Eagle Arts Academy. This, and the board is quite aware, but for members of the public, the board took action to initiate a termination. There's a 90-day process which provides a significant amount of due process. It's a statutory procedure that we must follow. The protocols are extremely detailed, and we are in the throes of that litigation. We will have an update for the board in a closed-door attorney-client session on June 20th to bring the board up to date to the procedures. To Mr. Shaw's point, there isn't going to be a lot of public discussion about this matter, but I did want to assure the board, as well as members of the public, that the district, its legal team, and everyone involved to proceed with the case is working as aggressively as possible. And I will say that the procedures to enforce the terminations are not always favorable to the district in terms of expediency and our ability to immediately or expeditiously terminate a charter school. There are procedures that we must follow and processes that must be followed, and the litigation can be protracted, and that's what we're dealing with right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Barbieri.
Yeah, I met with Mr. Oswald and Mr. Burke today, and they're getting some information for me, so I'll just withdraw that one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That concludes our workshop agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn by Mrs. Andrews, second by Mrs. Whitfield. All in favor, all opposed. Motion carries. Our next item is our special meeting.